Hello. We're here. We made it after being so rudely interrupted by COVID last year. How good is it to be able to celebrate this occasion? Welcome, everybody. Isn't it great? And watching that video, if that doesn't make you smile and feel warm and fuzzy inside, I do not know what does. Very warm welcome, good evening, and welcome to the 2021 WA Volunteer of the Year Awards. I'm Nadia Mitsopoulos, and you all know this bloke.
Hi Nadia. Hi everyone. I'm Russell Wolfe. Don't be confused by the order. Don't be confused. Nadia and I, we were here a couple of years ago. I do need to tell you, kids, you know this already, we've divorced. But
we're still friends.
We're still friends. We get along really well. And we promised that we're going to look after the kids. And tonight that's you. So we love you all very, very much. And we want you to know that. Okay? How nice was it to hear Supertramp, by the by? Anyone my vintage? Good song? Good song. I'll sing that a little bit later on. We're both honoured, of course, to be your hosts for this National Volunteer Week event, as we recognise the invaluable volunteers, the volunteer managers and volunteering organisations right across Western Australia who go above and beyond their volunteer endeavours. We would like to begin, if we can, by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land on which we meet tonight, the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation, and we pay our respects to their elders past and present. We extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples that are with us today. Thanks for letting us be here. I should have said Kaya at the beginning. Kaya, everyone. We have a fantastic evening planned for you, celebrating the individual and collective achievements of WA's volunteer sector.
Now, Volunteering WA's Volunteer of the Year Awards are held with the support of our wonderful award partners, Department of Communities, Office of Multicultural Interests, Silver Chain, Stan Perrin Charitable Foundation, Minderoo Foundation, Neon Logic, Lottery West, and ABC Radio Perth and WA.
Wow, what a great organisation.
Because we've got our own award this year.
The Russell and Nadia.
Yeah, it's the Wolfopolis
Someone's going to go
Award.
home with the Russell and Nadia.
And Russell will want to go home with you too. Now, your generous support enables us
I'll tell you my room number right now.
Your generous support enables us to give volunteering the special recognition it deserves. And I would like to take this moment as well to acknowledge our distinguished guests that are here tonight. A very warm welcome to the Honourable Reece Whitby, the new Minister for Volunteering, Michelle Andrews, the Department of Communities Director-General, the incoming Director-General of the Department of Communities, Mike Rowe, Craig Waters, Acting Commissioner, Fire and Emergency Services, Kimberly McKay, Assistant Commissioner Women and Young People at the Department of Corrective Services at the Department of Justice, Tina Williams, the Volunteering WA Chief Executive Officer, David Morrison, Volunteer WA Chair. Also welcome to representatives from WA's many volunteer involving organisations, and there are a lot of you here tonight. Welcome to government, community and our corporate partners, our event supporters and providers, Proof the Band, we'll get you up dancing a little later, Ferngrove Wines, AVP Partners and Educa, and last but certainly not least, the incredibly deserving volunteers and volunteer managers who we celebrate tonight.
Yeah, well done everybody. Thank you for being here. This year, we had a record-breaking number of nominations, tasking our judges with an extremely tough job in selecting just 31 finalists from more than 270 nominations. The calibre of our finalists is outstanding, and I'm so excited for you to hear tonight their stories. Thank you to our judges, of whom are here tonight, many of whom are here tonight, for volunteering your time and expertise. Throughout the evening, you'll be reminded, I hope many, many times, that it is National Volunteer Week. So please join us on social media and share your Wave for Volunteers selfies and tag Volunteering WA using the hashtag Wave for Volunteers. Throughout the night, you'll be treated to entertainment from brilliant Proof the Band And I hope to see you up on the dance floor a little bit later to dance the night away. Nards,
Now,
you and I.
You
And I, we practiced it, don't lie.
Foxtrot.
We're gonna break it out tonight. You know
Pride
we
of
are.
Erin.
Pride of Erin, that was good. Now to officially begin proceedings and this evening's formalities, and to welcome you to the 2021 WA Volunteer of the Year Awards. Please join me in welcoming on stage Tina Williams, Volunteering WA's Chief Executive Officer. Please, ladies and gentlemen, make her welcome.
Wow. It's wonderful to be in the room amongst so many people that I know give so much to our community. I'd like to start by thanking Nadia and Russell. We're thrilled to have your continued support as MCs for the awards and throughout the year as champions for volunteering. Kaya, I'd like to acknowledge the Whadjuk people, the traditional custodians of the land where we meet on this very special evening, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. On behalf of Volunteering WA, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the 2021 WA Volunteer of the Year Awards, as we recognise some of WA's most incredible volunteers, volunteer managers and organisations. I think we can all say it's been a bit touch and go, and we weren't sure if we were able to go ahead after a turbulent couple of weeks. But I'm so thrilled that we finally made it, and now it's a double celebration as we need to make up for 2020. Following the recent retirement of Minister Mick Murray, I'm delighted to welcome our new Minister, the Honourable Rhys Whitby MLA, to our awards night. And despite a very busy few months in office with bushfires, floods, cyclones and a pandemic, we've had a very productive start to Minister Whitby's tenure. It's been fantastic working with you and your team, and I feel very happy that our sector will flourish through your direction and guardianship. I'd also like to acknowledge Michelle Andrews, Director General at Department of Communities, and express our thanks for your support over the last 2 years. Our incoming Director General from Department of Communities, Mike Rowe, Craig Waters, AFSM, Acting Commissioner, Fire and Emergency Services, Kim McKay, Assistant Commissioner, Women and Young People, Department of Justice, David Morrison, Volunteering WA's Chair, and board members here this evening, members of the Volunteer Community Reference Group, Volunteering WA's Life members, including Jenny Lovage, who's here tonight, welcome, and apologies from His Excellency, the Honourable Kim Beazley AC, Governor and Volunteering WA's patron, who sends his best wishes and congratulations to all finalists and winners here this evening. A huge thank you, especially to our finalists for joining us tonight, and in particular those who have travelled from regional and rural WA, some as far as Kununurra, Port Hedland, Coral Bay and Esperance. Each day I am humbled by the opportunity to meet extraordinary individuals and teams within our volunteering sector who give so much to make West Australia a better place for us all. Our incredible finalists here tonight are certainly no exception. Hearing the stories, impact and dedication that each of our finalists demonstrate is truly awe-inspiring. Dedication to the community is something our state volunteering involving organisations know well. They are made up of passionate, active citizens who make things happen, work tirelessly day in and day out to address the issues and challenges of our society. These organisations could not exist or do their important work without the committed support of their amazing workforce, both paid and unpaid. Volunteering WA takes pride in our role as advocates for the volunteer sector. Formal volunteering rates across Australia have fallen about 20% the last few years, and we took a further hit due to COVID-19. But where there are challenges, there are also opportunities. In fact, the shifting sector presents an opportunity to step back and reimagine what volunteering in Western Australia could look like in the years and decades to come. This change has accelerated new ways people can volunteer and make a difference in their communities. With this in mind, Volunteering WA's efforts will centre around building resilience with a focus on awareness, preparedness and future-proofing our sector. Thanks to Lottery West, we will launch a statewide communications campaign to rebrand and increase awareness of volunteering. We'll have new workshops and initiatives to help restart volunteer programs and conduct research on the challenges COVID has presented to volunteering in the aged care sector. Through Woodside's COVID Relief Fund, we're making volunteering easier. Through a volunteer management IT platform, and with our state government support, we'll be focusing on youth and regional volunteering programs, and that's just to name a few. As an organisation, we have some stretch goals ahead that will challenge us to take advantage of the shifting landscape, but I'm confident that through our values and working together, we have the fortitude to achieve the best outcomes for our communities and sector. I thank all our members, volunteers and volunteer organisations across the state that have helped us in shaping these priorities. I can promise you a very busy and productive and exciting couple of years. To each and every one of our volunteers, I pay tribute to your generosity, dedication and contribution to our community. Volunteers show us that anything is possible and that helping each other is how we move forward as a society. Tonight, as part of National Volunteer Week, I am honoured to recognise Western Australia's extraordinary volunteers and organisations, and I'm delighted to celebrate the very worthy recipients of this year's Western Australian Volunteer of the Year Awards. Thank you and have a fantastic evening.
Thank you very much, Tina. I also think we should acknowledge the amazing work that Tina does leading such a wonderful organisation, all those great people. Thank you. Well done, Tina. She deserves all those cheers. All right, let's start our first round of awards, and this is the Excellence in Volunteer Management Award, which has been generously presented by the Department of Communities. Volunteer managers champion the future of the volunteering sector, and this award recognises a leader who has demonstrated best practice in the management, support and delivery of volunteer programs. Our three finalists in this category: Benjamin Day, the State Coordinator for the Salvation Army Strategic Emergency and Disaster Management Division. Ben has worked at the Salvation Army Emergency Services for 10 years and is responsible for managing the state's volunteers, the staff and logistics. He empowers his volunteers and actively encourages them to pursue ideas and innovation. Marion Mitchell has been the volunteer coordinator at Esperance Home Care for more than 20 years. Marion has an extraordinary rapport with both volunteers, and more than half of her volunteers have been with the organisation now for more than 5 years, which is impressive. And first joining the team in 2015, Tim Law is the volunteer coordinator at Juniper Aged Care Services, where he coordinates the organisation's 480 volunteers, as well as the placement of tertiary nursing and allied health students. During a period of huge growth, Tim has stepped up and improved the quality of Juniper's volunteer programs. Hardworking and dedicated volunteer managers like Ben, like Marion and Tim are fantastic ambassadors for promoting best practice within the sector and promoting volunteer management as a career pathway. To announce the winner of the Excellence in Volunteer Management Award, please welcome to the stage the Director General at the Department of Communities, Michelle Andrews.
Thank you, Nadia, and Kaya, everyone. Can I firstly acknowledge and really celebrate the leadership of Tina and David from Volunteering WA. Last year was, as we all know, an extraordinary year. At the heart of last year, the heroes of last year were the volunteers. And it's these events where we get to actually pay due recognition through all of you, and there's a whole army of people behind you. So thank you to Tina and David. Can I also acknowledge my minister here this evening, my new minister, Minister Reece Whitby. Also my plus one for this evening, as Tina mentioned. I am heading out the door of this job, and Mike Rowe is commencing in a week and a half's time. So we're spending 3 weeks travelling with each other, doing each other's jobs, learning, got our trainer wheels on. So go up and introduce yourself to Mike. He is going to have the privilege of stepping into my job Monday week. And surely the most humbling, heartwarming, inspiring part of my job over the last 2 years has been about you. Across all of the business that I've been responsible for, 9 different portfolios, at the heart of all of them are volunteers. Truly extraordinary what I've had the privilege to see, the people I've had the privilege to meet, and I'll be taking that with me into my next role that I'm stepping into. Mike and I are actually swapping jobs. So enough about all of that, just my thanks and recognition, and now we do some particular thanks and recognition. Excellence in Volunteer Management, the 2021 winner is Marion Mitchell from Esperance Home Care.
Marion has been the volunteer coordinator at Esperance Home Care for 20 years and is responsible for the recruitment, training and management of more than 140 volunteers. Last year, Esperance Home Care's volunteers provided over 9,500 hours of service across its programs. Marion is passionate about supporting and encouraging the volunteer workforce, and the results are evident by their longevity and enjoyment in the work they provide.
I nominated Marion for the Excellence in Volunteer Management Award because she genuinely cares for and respects our volunteers. We have over 140 volunteers, and Marion makes sure that the welfare of each and every one of them always comes first. She has an intuition for matching volunteers to the most suitable position. Marion ensures that all of our volunteers feel valued, and as a result, we have a very high retention rate.
It's through Marion's dedication, passion, and deft hand at managing such a large group of volunteers that clients and the wider Esperance community are able to benefit from such a service.
Congratulations, Marion, on winning this award. You are such a worthy recipient and thoroughly deserve it. The whole Esperance Home Care team, and especially our volunteers, will be absolutely delighted for you.
Congratulations, Marion Mitchell, the deserving recipient of the WA Excellence in Volunteer Management Awards for 2021.
Here she comes.
You have to smile for the
Marion,
paparazzi now.
you've got to
Marion.
smile for
Yeah.
the cameras, Marion.
Not for the first time, we're sure.
Congratulations, Marion. We can't let you leave without saying a few words. Would you like to say a few words? Yep. Over here.
Well, I must say this is a real surprise, a shock. But I do feel honoured and humbled and for this award. And now I'm all nervous. But I would like to acknowledge a few people. So I'd like to thank the organisers of this amazing event. You do a beautiful job, and it is lovely to see the volunteers being recognised for their contribution to this great state of ours. I'd like to thank God, my Heavenly Father, for enabling me over all these years. I'd like to thank Monica, my manager, and also my previous manager, Thoraya. They've given me so many opportunities within this running the volunteer program, and the freedom also to manage. And I think that's a big thing when we're managing, to have that bit of freedom to do things and put our own stamp on things. I'd like to thank my husband and my family, because they've always been behind me and backed me when I've had difficult times. But last but not least, I'd like to thank the volunteers, because every day they inspire me. Day by day, their generosity, their giving of their time to benefit others is just so awe-inspiring and amazing. And without them, our state just wouldn't be what it is, and indeed our little country town, Esperance, wouldn't be what it is either. So for one and all, I'd just like to say thank you so much, and thank you for this award. It's really surprising.
Everyone, thank Marion. Congratulations to our winner. And all of our volunteer manager finalists as well. Each finalist will receive a certificate tonight to recognise their incredible achievements, and these certificates will be brought to you at your seats. Our next award this evening celebrates a volunteer who is a champion for and within Western Australia's culturally and linguistically diverse communities. Our first volunteer for Multicultural Communities finalist is Hoda Kabara. Hoda took on the role of Treasurer in the founding committee of United in Diversity and is affectionately known as the mother of the group. Due to this, due to the fact that she nurtures every volunteer and supports every event, Hoda continuously strives for the organisation to become a place of training, work experience and employment. Kathy Fagan is the volunteer coordinator and a founding member of ACRAF WA, an organisation committed to eliminate modern slavery and human trafficking in Australia and the Asia Pacific. Kathy works tirelessly to link agencies and was instrumental in coordinating and bringing together 61 organisations for the inaugural WA Forced Marriage Conference held in Perth. And Tristan Coley. Tristan is heavily involved in numerous community organisations, including Rotary, DFES, Infant Jesus Parish and the Malaysian Singaporean Catholic community. In each role, Tristan continuously champions for WA's culturally and linguistically diverse communities with a specific focus on employment, job readiness, education and language support for those from a refugee and migrant background. Congratulations to each of our Volunteer for Multicultural Communities finalists. To announce the 2021 recipient, would you please welcome Anakul Sathu, Strategy and Planning Manager from the Office of Multicultural Interests.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Office of Multicultural Interests, I would like to share how proud we are to be in partnership with Volunteering WA in acknowledging and recognizing the contribution of, thousands of volunteers out there all across the regions who are supporting the culturally and linguistically diverse communities of Western Australia. And often they are supporting very vulnerable people as well, so their job is actually priceless. And they're making genuine differences in people's lives, and I'm sure those people don't forget that. This year, we had amazing nominees for our category, and it's almost humbling to see how much these volunteers do in service of others. I personally, when I was reading through all the application, I felt like I really should be doing much more with my time. But it's so nice to see and these are the people I read about, and there are thousands more, so it's amazing what's happening out there, and all of you are obviously part of it. I want to first of all acknowledge each and every one of the nominees here today and state that it was a very hard decision to make, and you all have outdone yourselves in whatever work you have undertaken over the past year. And the decision was very hard, but we had to make it. However, we chose someone who stood out through their great work across many areas, and especially during these challenging pandemic times. So, this year's volunteer for multicultural communities is, drum roll, Tristan Coley.
Yay! Tristan, if you could make your way
Rotary
forward.
of Elizabeth Quay, Tristan personifies Rotary's mission of service above self. Tristan is a champion for and within our multicultural communities through his volunteer involvement with Rotary, Australian Army Reserve, the Malaysian Singaporean Catholic community, and volunteer fire and emergency services, to name a few. Through the Rotary of Elizabeth Quay, Tristan organised the Migrant Refugee Upskilling Program, partnering with local employment agencies, recruiters, TAFE, language centres and individuals with shared experiences to facilitate a series of workshops that helped improve communication skills, social connection, training and resume writing for new Australian families from Syria, Jordan and Iraq. Tristan actively empowers and supports Western Australia's multicultural communities and is our deserving 2021 Volunteer for Multicultural Communities recipient. Congratulations.
Tristan, congratulations. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, Kaya, and thank you, everyone. To be up front, I'm very uncomfortable and outside my comfort zone right now, so bear with me if I sound a bit inarticulate. Look, firstly and foremostly, it's truly an honour and a privilege to be among so many amazing West Australians who put service above self. I really need to acknowledge those who put me up to this, that being my colleagues from Rotary, Min, Danny and Elena, and my crew, Kate and Emma and Min and wife Bobby for supporting me. Look, it's been an incredible journey thus far. I told my friends if I did come up here, I'd keep it simple. So all I'm going to do now is really acknowledge and thank the organisations and particularly the people who have really partnered with me to enable these acts of service to occur. My role, I really honestly and truly feel, is that of a facilitator, really throwing rhetoric around here and now and then to motivate those, but it's really the volunteers of the following organisations that I love to acknowledge who really have enabled me to be here today. And in chronological order, it is the Infantry's Parish in Morley, the Knights of Southern Cross, Rotaract Club of Perth, the Malaysian Singaporean Catholic Community, the Rotary Club of Perth, St Vincent de Paul, Homelessness We Care, the Rotary Club of Elizabeth Quay, and Sword of the Department of Fire and Emergency Services. These are the awesome people who have really enabled me to be here today. And above all, I really truly need to acknowledge that I couldn't really be here were it not for the support and the support of my wife, Bobby, who is actually to my right. She told me not to point out to her, but I can imagine where she is. Look, without her, I truly wouldn't be here today. Over the years, she's been my rock and the true enabler. So when I get calls from Bart and saying that, hey, Bullsbrook is on fire again, you need to turn out, I'll call my wife Bobby and she says, just go do what you got to do. Without that, I wouldn't truly be physically and mentally enabled to serve the community. So thank you to my family, thank you for those who nominated me, thank you to organisations who've helped me be here today, and thanks to all of you guys for really acknowledging these amazing West Australians who help us put service above self to help enable those who can't help themselves in these times of need. Thank you very much.
Well done, Tristan, a deserving winner. Our third award is presented by Silver Chain. This is the Lifetime Contribution to Volunteering Award. This is an award about commitment, I can tell you. It is presented in honour of an individual who has made an exemplary, lifelong contribution to volunteering, of at least 20 years. Just think about that for a moment, at least 20 years. As someone who has positively affected the lives of those benefiting from their volunteering and their communities. Our first finalist is Jeffrey Dutton. For over 60 years, Jeffrey has led a life as a volunteer, serving thousands of people across WA. And his contributions are extensive, but most notably, he founded Camp Quality in WA. He has served as the director there for over 14 years. He's also a minister in the Christian faith, and at 85 years young, he has demonstrated a lifetime of service to others. Congratulations. Our second finalist is Joan Sutherland, who has dedicated over 40 years to helping those experiencing homelessness and hardship. She's a genuine pillar of the community, having opened the Haven Centre to provide meals and a safe space for up to 200 people every day. Joan has served as a volunteer ambulance officer in the Kimberley, with Meals on Wheels in WA and Queensland, and the MS Society. It's a long list. Well done to you. And our final finalist, Sandra Limbury, who was nominated by Coral Bay Marine Rescue, where she has volunteered since moving to Coral Bay 20 years ago. Sandra is a mainstay for her local community, taking on both formal and informal volunteer roles with Marine Rescue, with Volunteer Fire and Emergency Services and St John Ambulance. To announce tonight's lifetime contribution to volunteering recipient, I invite Renee Lavelle, Silver Chain's Executive Director of WA and People and Culture, to the stage.
Thank you, Nadia. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm delighted to be representing Silver Chain at our 10th year sponsoring the WA Volunteering Awards. Volunteers play an important role in our services. Through their kindness and community spirit, we are able to assist our clients to remain in their homes, protecting their independence and maintaining their important social connections. To all the wonderful volunteers here tonight, Silver Chain thanks you. The winner of the Lifetime Contribution to Volunteering Award is Sandra Limbury.
Sandra has dedicated 20 years to Coral Bay Volunteer Marine Rescue and 18 years to Coral Bay Volunteer Fire and Emergency Services. She also drives ambulances with St John WA and was essential in establishing a joint multi-purpose facility that houses all of the community's emergency services. As a hub for offshore and remote workers and a premier tourism spot along the Ningaloo coast, Coral Bay's transient community represents a unique and challenging operating environment for emergency services. Taking on both formal and informal volunteer roles, Sandra is often the first point of contact for emergencies in the area and is recognised as a leader not only in her community but also as an emergency services volunteer.
Sandra, would you like to say a few words? You take the microphone over there.
Thank you. Well, very much unexpected. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate the other two recipients in my category. Congratulations to them. I'll never get to make 60 years of volunteering, I can assure you. I'd firstly like to, secondly like to just to thank Simon Miller from DFES VMRS in Geraldton, who assisted the group in nominating me. I get great satisfaction out of volunteering. Sometimes it's a necessity in small towns, particularly like Coral Bay, where you have to do it, no one else is going to do it. But it can be very rewarding, and in particular, I've made some lifelong friends. One of them is here with me tonight. And sometimes it can be very sad, but sometimes it can be very rewarding. I'd also like to congratulate everybody else that's here tonight as a volunteer. I know what you go through, I know what you do, I know the time you put into it, and sometimes it can take you away from your family for long times. but congratulations to everybody and everybody here tonight. Thank you.
Really well done. Congratulations to you, Sandra. And Coral Bay, has been in the news, sadly, for, at times in recent months, and your services would have been called upon. So this is a community here in this room that understands the challenges that you are facing, and we're honoured that you've won this award tonight. And we hope that it's in some way just a small payment for the wonderful volunteering that you did. I also noticed a champagne pop just at your table, so I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. And if you're going to spend 20 years anywhere, I think Coral Bay is the place to be. We now move to our fourth award, the final category. You'll enjoy hearing this part of it here before dinner. It's the WA Youth Volunteer of the Year Award. I'm delighted to say that it's presented by the Perrin Charitable Foundation. Now, this award celebrates a young volunteer, 18 to 30, who has made an outstanding voluntary commitment and who, through their volunteering, has positively impacted the lives of others. Our first Youth Volunteer of the Year finalist is Anthea Cheong. Anthea has volunteered on the Teach, Learn, Grow executive team for over 4 years and is one of the organisation's longest-running volunteers. She is hardworking and committed and has a strong passion for bridging the education gap. Our next Youth Volunteer finalist is Joshua Heath, who began, it's good to hear a whistle, who began his volunteering. Does anyone want to whistle for Anthea so we're fair? There we go. All right, that was a bit too much. A little bit more for Joshua just before I move on. It's like, I'm from the ABC, I'm like freaked out about being balanced. Josh began his volunteering journey in 2012 at the age of 16. He quickly moved up the ranks, becoming a career firefighter and taking a role with Port Hedland Fire and Rescue, where he plays a huge role within the team as an emergency responder, as well as championing health and safety. Our final young volunteer finalist, get the exaltation just right, please, is Riley Dolmen. Yeah, that's about right. Could have gone up a little, if I'm honest. Thank you. Riley trained as a fair game volunteer in 2017 and started taking part in regional trips to deliver health education and fitness programs to children in remote WA. In 2020, driven by the knowledge that it was a very tough year for remote communities, Riley still managed to help deliver health, education and fitness programs to more than 825 children and teenagers. I'm sure that you'll agree, each of our young volunteers is an inspiration for their generation, as well as many others, and they are outstanding volunteering ambassadors. To announce the winner of the WA Youth Volunteer of the Year Award, it's my honour to welcome to the stage Elizabeth Perrin, Executive Chair of the Perrin Charitable Foundation. Thank you, Elizabeth.
It is my very great pleasure to be here tonight to announce the winner of the Western Australian Youth Volunteer of the Year. The Perrin Charitable Foundation is very proud to support Volunteering WA, and as an organisation we share your steadfast commitment to building strong communities. And as everyone in the room here knows, communities will not grow and thrive without all the wonderful volunteers we are celebrating tonight. And personally, I am particularly inspired when those volunteers are selfless young people like the special and unique group of nominees for Youth Volunteer of the Year. I am absolutely thrilled to announce the winner of the Western Australian Youth Volunteer of the Year is Rolly Dolmen from Fair Game, Australia.
Riley Dolmen volunteers with Fair Game, a not-for-profit organisation that aims to improve access to sports and healthy lifestyle choices in underserviced communities throughout rural and remote Western Australia. Riley trained as a Fair Game volunteer in 2017 and started taking part in regional trips to deliver health education and fitness programs to children in remote communities across the state. He quickly progressed to be a senior Fair Gamer and trip leader, taking charge of teams of volunteers for week-long regional trips.
I nominated Riley for the Youth Volunteer of the Year award because he is the most phenomenal volunteer. I've been lucky enough to know Riley since 2017 and he's been involved in our organisation in a number of capacities. Firstly as a Fair Game volunteer on the ground and then also as a board director and a member of our Aboriginal Advisory Board. He's a leader amongst our volunteers and he's just the most phenomenal human being who does a lot of volunteering outside Fair Game. We're just so lucky to have him as part of our team.
As well as being a trip leader, Riley holds a volunteer position on Fair Game's Board of Directors, where he acts as secretary and attends and contributes to monthly board meetings. Riley is a fantastic role model and provides inspiration to Fair Games volunteers, participants, and the local Kununurra community where he's now based.
On behalf of everyone at Fair Game, massive congratulations, Riley. We're all so proud of you and can't wait to see what you do in the future.
Congratulations, Riley Dolmen, the very deserving 2021 WA Youth Volunteer of the Year.
Congratulations, Riley. Please say a few words.
Thank you very much. I'd like to start with a thank you to the Stan Perrin Foundation for the award this evening. Also a big thanks to Volunteering WA for putting on the wonderful night. I'd like to congratulate all the volunteers that are here tonight. I do appreciate the work that is done and the contributions that are given throughout the community. I'd also like to congratulate Fair Game. This is 10 years of service for us and we're in a really good position heading into the future. I have, just recently moved to Kununurra and a bit nervous up here. It's almost like the whole town is in the room tonight. But it's great to see that there's this many people that are committed to volunteering and then obviously all your organisations as well. I think the important observation that I've had now living in a regional place is there is a need for volunteers to build and maintain the space and the sense of community. And one example I have is that, for football teams, some have to travel 600 kilometres to and from a game up in the East Kimberley. I think that there's always needed something to be noted that somebody has to drive that bus every time. There's also a need for volunteers and organisations to come and work regionally, even if they are based in the city. There's always gaps that can be filled from whether it's resourcing, empowering, or facilitating. It is appreciated. Just a little reminder to drop all your second-hand sporting goods into Fair Games blue bins. Thank you very much.
Well done, congratulations. Congratulations to all of our winners and recipients so far. We're going to take a little break, have some dinner and regroup in about 20 minutes or so. But before you get too comfortable, has anyone noticed something stuck on their chair? Because there are 2 prizes to give away, and if you have something stuck on your leg of your chair, could you please come and join me over here because you have won a prize. There are 2. One is an overnight stay here at Crown, and the other one is some wine. Come on up, we've got some winners.
Oh, that's good.
If you have one, could you please just come and see me to the left of the stage so you can collect your prize. There should be 2. We have 1 winner. Do we have another? Feel the chair next to you as well.
Just try not to feel anyone else's legs.
Congratulations.
Well done.
The lovely Holly here.
Yeah, there we go.
Sort you out. Have we got another winner?
It's somewhere else, I heard it.
I heard a cheer.
Yep. Oh, over there.
Over
there
here, come on up. Congratulations.
Come on up and get your prezi.
Well, you know what? Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. You've won. Come on up. Too bad.
Oh boy, did they choose the wrong time to go to the toilet?
Hey? Well done.
Whoever got the accommodation for 2 nights for 2 people, you should know now that I'm one of them.
And I want to apologise in advance. Relax, enjoy your meal, have a drink, and we'll be back with the second round of awards in about 20 minutes. Thank you. You're having fun? It's great to see you all mingling, enjoying yourselves, so relaxed. It's almost the weekend, so treat it like a Friday night. Your
How
bosses
good was
will
dinner?
understand.
How nice was dinner? It's beautiful. I really liked yours. I had a little bit of yours.
I always save you some, Russ. Could I just please ask that you take your seats? We're going to get underway again, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. And I would like to now, we are going to recommence the awards in a moment, but before we do the next round of presentations, I would like to welcome to the stage. Could I have your attention, please? You know what? We're going to be pretty quick because there'll be plenty of time for dancing and mingling and fun. But I love the noise. You're all having a good time, and that's what this is all about. I would like to now welcome to the stage the Honourable Rhys Whitby, MLA, Minister for Volunteering, to the stage to make our 2021 National Volunteer Week address. Could you please make him welcome?
Thank you, Nadia, and thank you, Russell. Isn't this great? A couple of ABC mates and a room full of carry-on. It takes me back, doesn't it? I'd like to thank you, Nadia and Russell, for your kind introduction. Kaya, I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the land on which we meet, the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation. I also want to acknowledge a couple of people here this evening. David Morrison, Chair of Volunteering WA, and Tina Williams, the CEO of Volunteering WA. Thank you for your leadership of the sector and being a very wise counsel for a new Minister of Volunteering. I really appreciate the short time we've had together, but your direction and your advice. Michelle Andrews, Director General, Department of Communities. Again, Michelle, thank you for being there and guiding me through the early days. Mike Rowe, the incoming Director General, Department of Communities. Mike and I have met before in another guise, and I look forward to Mike's leadership. Craig Waters, AFSM, Acting Commissioner, Department of Fire and Emergency Services. It's great to see Craig. The Commissioner is on holidays, and Craig is the Acting Commissioner. And I think the Commissioner's probably deserving of a break given the year we've had. With quite a few emergencies, and he's taking a well-earned break. Kimberly McKay, ACM, Assistant Commissioner, Women and Young People Corrective Services. And also I'd like to acknowledge, who's not here tonight, but Mick Murray, the former Minister who was so devoted and passionate about the cause of volunteering. So I slip into some very big shoes indeed. But most importantly, I really want to acknowledge the real VIPs, and that is the volunteers, you, the volunteers here tonight. It's a great pleasure to be here tonight to attend the WA Volunteer of the Year Awards as Minister for Volunteering. It is a highlight, of course, of National Volunteering Week. This evening is all about celebrating and acknowledging a very exceptional group of people. The volunteers shortlisted for awards tonight have demonstrated outstanding service to our community. I've met a number of them already, and I can tell you everyone is inspiring. Everyone is inspiring. We've had a number of winners announced tonight, but I've got to say to all finalists, to everyone who's been nominated right across Western Australia, you are exceptional and you are all winners. And I don't know how the judges make their decisions. It must be a tortuous exercise to be able to pick one winner from the group of very deserving people we have. Your selfless work as volunteers has made a tremendous difference to the lives of others, and for that we are very grateful. Western Australians, as you already know, are big-hearted people. Around 4 out of 5 people aged 15 years and over put their hand up to volunteer every year. This generosity has become very evident in the past year, watching the way individuals and organisations have responded to very big challenges such as COVID-19, the bushfires up in the hills, and most recently Tropical Cyclone Saroja. And I want to take a moment, if I can, to acknowledge the thousands of volunteers who work as emergency responders in our state. I know it's been quite a year for you. I have witnessed firsthand the extraordinary work of these men and women who have provided vital support to communities devastated by these events. The McGowan government is proud to support volunteering. We want to develop volunteering opportunities, and we want to encourage more Western Australians to discover the benefits of volunteers, of being a volunteer. The volunteering sector, like many, has been affected by COVID-19. Some volunteers have been hesitant to return to their previous roles. The pandemic has also created barriers for those who have never volunteered before, and addressing these challenges will be a focus for us. Volunteering has the power to bring people together, to build community cohesion, and to revitalise our regions. And most of us in this room will know, as I discovered well and truly today, that volunteering is also good for you. Today I met a number of tonight's award nominees. It taught me one truth above all others. That is, that volunteering rewards the volunteer as much, and maybe sometimes even more, than it does the recipient. The volunteers I met today love what they do. It is their passion and it's their reward. Research shows that volunteering helps us become more active, mentally and physically, and contributes to improving sleep. So Russell and Nadia, you have to get up pretty early, don't you? So maybe, I'm sure you do lots of volunteering, but maybe that volunteering will help you sleep better for the wireless show you do. And by the way, it's a very good show. I'm a listener. Just a few hours of volunteering can improve your mood. Russell, it improves your mood and outlook, while regular volunteering is associated with better overall mental health. It can also provide new skills, knowledge and experience in the workplace. And one of the things we're doing through Volunteering WA is the Volunteering as a Pathway to Job Readiness program. This is aimed at young people, helping them enhance their job skills and secure employment through volunteering. And while there are a lot of personal and health benefits to be gained from volunteering, it is also nice to be acknowledged. As well as tonight's wonderful event, tomorrow I'm privileged to recognise Western Australians who have served for many, many years as volunteers at the WA Volunteer Service Awards. Some Western Australians have dedicated more than 60 years of service to one organisation. I think we heard of Jeff Bolton tonight, who has devoted 60 years to volunteering. So let's have a round of applause for Jeff. So I want to thank all volunteers and also volunteer managers who play an incredibly important role also. Congratulations to Volunteering WA for organising this fabulous event. Congratulations to all volunteers here tonight. The work that you do, without a desire for plaudits or personal recognition, it is something you do for its own sake. I'm honoured to be here to give a little bit back to you. Thank you, enjoy your night and have a wonderful National Volunteer Week. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. It's lovely to have you here. We appreciate those words. And the Minister's right, this is a room where you can be inspired. And that comes from you. That doesn't come from any of us. It's inspirational to be in your company today. We appreciate the wonderful work that you do. To continue our National Volunteer Week remarks for just a little bit longer, we will now share with you a really short video which you might have seen on Volunteering WA's social media pages already throughout the week, about just what this week means to us.
Today, volunteering is as important as it ever has been, whether it's saving lives and homes through emergency services, caring for our land and native wildlife, combating loneliness by sharing a cuppa, bringing joy or support to those who are doing it tough. Volunteers touch all of our lives in some way. Each year in May, Australians come together to celebrate National Volunteer Week, with hundreds of events and activities held across the country that all have the same purpose: to celebrate volunteering and recognise our wonderful volunteers who give so much to make our community a better place for all. This celebratory week is the perfect occasion for volunteers and volunteer-involving organisations to share the national spotlight and receive recognition and thanks, which they never asked for but so richly deserve. National Volunteer Week is Australia's most significant and enduring celebration of volunteering, and I am proud to be part of the legacy of this inspirational community. Please join our online campaign through the week and share your special virtual wave of appreciation. And don't forget to tag Volunteering WA and use the hashtag #WaveForVolunteers. On behalf of Volunteering WA, thank you to the volunteers of Western Australia for the incredible and inspiring contributions you make to our community. Happy National Volunteer Week and happy volunteering.
Thank you, Tina, very much. Well, as you heard Tina say, we're asking you to share our waves for volunteers. So just to energise you a little bit after your meal and to get us ready for the next round of awards, we're going to take a really quick photo. We're going to get a photo of everyone. You don't have to move. We're going to get a wide-angled lens, and I'm used to dealing with those. And it will get us all in the shot at the same time. So our wonderful photographer, who's been working very hard, Riley, is going to come up on stage. Here he is. We're going to turn the lights up.
Get the good side, Riley.
And we're just going to get a couple of shots. So everyone, make sure you look at Riley's lens, and let's just all give him a wave for volunteers. Done? Well done, Riley.
That was quick, wasn't it?
Well done, Riley. Thank you. And now what you've all been waiting so patiently for, we're delighted to say, it's time to move into the second half of the ceremony, everyone.
And this is the WA Volunteer of the Year Award, which recognises an individual who has made exemplary voluntary contributions and who, through their volunteering, has made a significant impact on their community. This award is presented by the Minderoo Foundation, and this year we had just shy of 100 nominations for the WA Volunteer of the Year Award, and the judging panel had the extraordinary challenge of shortlisting that to 3 incredible finalists. Now, I have been on a judging panel for this award before, and I cannot imagine how dealing with 100 nominations would have been, because it is so difficult, and you get locked in a room and you can't talk to anyone and you're coded silence. So well done to the judges, because I think it's also important to understand how difficult their job is. So let's look at our finalists for the WA Volunteer of the Year. Joanne Pollard, working with some of the most vulnerable in our community. Joanne exemplifies the volunteering ethos. She has volunteered for over 30 years with Radio Lollipop, Timor-Leste Vision, Homeless Connect and Spirit of the Streets Choir, who I have shared a stage with, incredible group of people, and has been instrumental in allowing these organisations to deliver their programs. Our second finalist is Leah Atkinson. Leah gives back to her community by supporting those facing the same trauma she has overcome in her own life. Through Operation Sunshine WA, Leah and her team provide close to 2,000 Sunshine Packs to children entering care every year. And our third finalist is Toby Morrell, who had multiple nominations. Toby, like me, loves cricket. Toby has been volunteering at Queen's Rock Junior Cricket Club for 13 years and in the role of Director of Coaching for 9 years. His impact on the cricketing and wider community is immeasurable, and Toby has been a driving force of the inclusive and welcoming culture throughout the club. Congratulations to each of our WA Volunteer of the Year finalists. And I would like to ask our award partner, Felicity Gooding, the Deputy CEO of the Mindri Foundation, to the stage to announce this year's winner.
Thank you, and it's so inspiring to be in a room of people that contribute so much to the community, so thank you. On behalf of Andrew and Nicola Forrest and the Mindri Foundation, we would like to acknowledge the value of our volunteer community, but also your courage and determination, and I've already seen this evening your enthusiasm, and I'd like to see some more on the dance floor later tonight. But I would love to announce the WA Volunteer of the Year is Joanne Pollard.
Joanne Pollard exemplifies the volunteering ethos and has volunteered for 30 years working with the most vulnerable in our community. Through her involvement with Radio Lollipop, Timor-Leste Vision, Homeless Connect Perth and Spirit of the Streets Choir, Joanne has served in many roles, including Program Coordinator, Treasurer, Secretary, Fundraiser and Advocate. She's also been instrumental in developing meaningful programs that positively benefit as many people as possible.
I nominated Joanne for WA Volunteer of the Year award because her life is centred around family and helping people in need. She has volunteered for 30 years and her passion and drive to help others is tireless. She is kind, caring, hardworking and always looking for ways to help others.
Jo's empathy for others reaches across all sections of the community. She's an advocate for breaking down barriers and has directly impacted the lives of so many.
Congratulations, Joanne. I know you will be embarrassed at receiving this award and you would say to me, I'm sure there's someone else more deserving, but you are an amazing lady and an inspiration to everyone. This award is a small recognition of the huge impact that you have on so many lives. Well deserved, Jo. It's an honour to call you my friend.
Congratulations, Joanne Pollard, the incredibly deserving recipient of the 2021 West Australian Volunteer of the Year Award.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Volunteering WA, for this awesome evening tonight, and the sponsors as well. It is such an honour to be standing here and a privilege to be here with everybody. I do what I do because I love it. In each of the organisations, the Radio Lollipop, Spirit of the Streets, Timor-Leste Vision and Homeless Connect, I've always been surrounded by such beautiful people working together for a common cause. It's not about the individual but always about the team, and always been part of amazing teams. I congratulate all the other winners and the finalists, and I feel really humbled to be amongst you all. I'd firstly like to thank my husband, Stephen. I couldn't do this if I hadn't had his love, support, and his utmost patience and tolerance throughout the years. So this is also for him as well. And also to all my children, Louise, Sarah and Robert over here, for their patience, support and tolerance as well. They've all become on this journey together with me, and we've all done it together. I would also like to acknowledge Jill, my friend, Agatha, also family, who nominated me for tonight. So thank you all very much, everybody, and congratulations on all the work. I'd also just like to take a moment to reflect and give thought to those in India and around the world who are suffering from COVID-19, and also give thought to all those in Timor who are suffering from not only the COVID, but at the same time the consequences of the catastrophic flooding, which has caused immense suffering. So thank you all, thank you.
Beautiful, congratulations, Jo Pollard. Congratulations to you. The next award is the WA Corporate Volunteer of the Year Award, and is presented by our partner Neon Logic, who have actually helped us produce all of these wonderful videos that we've been seeing tonight. We thank them for their support. This award is in celebration of a business that has made a significant impact in the community of Western Australia through its employee volunteering programs. Now, the finalists for this category are Allen & Overy, a global law firm with about 50 staff working from their Perth office. All staff receive 2 days leave each year to commit towards a volunteering activity, as well as providing pro bono legal work. The firm is proactive in reaching out to community organisations to establish partnerships that address areas of unmet need. This ensures Allen & Overy's volunteering work has the biggest impact. South 32 Worsley Alumina has a significant impact on the communities of Collie, Boddington and surrounds through their company's own volunteer fire emergency response team, loaning of vital firefighting trucks and equipment, donations of training resources and access to bulk water and fire hydrants at local refineries. South 32 consistently supports the Shires of Collie and Boddington when the community needs it most. In 2005, Woodside Energy became one of the first Australian companies to introduce paid volunteer leave for staff, and over the past decades, their employees have volunteered 80,000 hours and increased capability for near 200 different organisations. Woodside's employees report a deeper understanding of community issues because of their volunteer experiences. To announce the winner of the WA Corporate Volunteer of the Year Award, would you please welcome to the stage Caroline Wentworth, Group Account Director for Neon Logic.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Neon Logic, I am honoured to be presenting the Corporate Volunteer of the Year Award. I've met some truly inspiring people this evening. It has been moving and humbling to hear about the wonderful work so many caring and compassionate WA volunteers are doing to make a difference in the community. Corporate volunteering offers many benefits to the business, the employees, and more importantly, to the people these programs are aimed at. Expectations of the role of business in society are changing, and so are those of the employees who work for them. In the work that we do in the employer brand and talent attraction space, it's evident that employees strive to work in an organisation that upholds a commitment to social responsibility. Increasingly, people state they want to make a difference to issues they care about. And the ability to do this with the support of their workplace and colleagues provides the opportunity to make an impact bigger than they could on their own. Leveraging the resources available to companies and utilising the time and talent of their employees means that corporate volunteer programs can provide a significant contribution to both individuals and volunteer organisations. When giving back becomes an intrinsic part of corporate culture, its value is extremely powerful. Within this award category tonight, every entrant demonstrated a solid and passionate commitment to volunteering and to achieving results that will make a positive difference to the community both now and in the future. This evening, I am honoured to present the award to Woodside Energy.
Woodside is a corporate leader in employee volunteering. It was one of the first Australian organisations to provide paid volunteering leave, is a founding member and chair of the Corporate Volunteering Council and a corporate representative on the Minister's Volunteering Community Reference Group.
Woodside is a deserving recipient of the Corporate Volunteer of the Year Award because they really prioritise volunteering, allowing staff to make the most of their opportunity to provide expertise to organisations and to engage with schools.
Before the pandemic slowed their programs, Woodside celebrated its most significant year, with close to 2,000 employees volunteering over 11,000 hours. Through its capacity and capacity building support, Woodside's corporate leadership in volunteering has ensured that the organisations they work with can better serve their clients and communities, many of which are experiencing vulnerability and disadvantage.
Congratulations, a well-deserved win. Thank you for prioritising volunteering and allowing your staff to share their expertise with so many people.
Congratulations to Woodside Energy, our 2021 Corporate Volunteer of the Year.
Congratulations, Woodside Energy. Jackie heads up HR, everyone. Jackie, I'm sure you'd like to say a few words.
Oh, I absolutely would do. Best job in the world. This is a huge honour to accept this award on behalf of all my Woodside colleagues. Congrats is a huge part of our culture, particularly to the other finalists as well. I can appreciate the decision to be able to pick a winner is a very difficult job to do. So a huge congratulations to our other finalists of Allen and Overy and South 32. It's amazing to hear what inspiration and support you provide to the communities in which you operate as well. We've heard tonight that society is such a better place when we all contribute and support each other. I want to recognise and thank all the volunteers both here in the room tonight and around Western Australia. This state wouldn't have the support, love and courage that we do have without all of those people who lend a hand to help each other. Woodside is also very grateful for the partnerships that we have built over the decades that we've been volunteering here in WA. Our partnerships with Volunteering WA and the Conservation Volunteers Australia are key people that helped to get us to this place we are tonight, and we share this award with both of them for all their support. Our volunteering journey at Woodside over the past decade has been extraordinary. We've grown and expanded to we've heard, more than 200 different organisations, which allows every Woodsider to be able to give to organisations that truly have a passion and connection to what they do. It really is part of the fabric and the culture of the organisation, which I'm very proud to work for. Thank you to all the Woodsiders, both past and present, I've seen some here tonight as well, for your contributions to volunteering here in WA, and thank you to Volunteering WA for hosting tonight. It's a fabulous event, and we really appreciate all the support that you have in the community in which we operate. Thank you all.
Congratulations, Woodside Energy, and thank you, Jackie.
Okay, our next award is the Community Volunteer Organisation of the Year, which is presented in celebration of a volunteer-involving organisation that provides innovative leadership, brings about positive and enduring change for their volunteers, clients and the WA community as a whole. So thank you to Lottery West, who has supported tonight's event through their grant program, which included helping cover the travel expenses for our regional and rural finalists, as well as this award category. So thank you very much, Lottery West. Yeah. So our 2021 Community Volunteer Organisation of the Year finalists are Boronia Pre-Release Centre for Women. Boronia adopts a forward-looking model of imprisonment that recognises the diverse needs of women in prison. Through their volunteer program, all residents are encouraged to support community groups with projects including making knitted hats and booties for premature babies and waterproof bedding and clothing for the homeless. Throughout the year, residents make crafts and artwork and then sell these at the facility's annual Gala Day, with all of the proceeds going to a chosen charity. For 43 years, Read Write Now has operated throughout WA with 700 volunteer literacy tutors who assist adults wanting to improve their reading, writing, basic maths and computer skills. Things that we take for granted. The program operates in 18 regions throughout the state, and with requests from 600 plus students annually, 700 volunteers and 3.5 staff, the program could not exist without its volunteers and volunteer coordinators. It is estimated that Read Write Now has directly assisted over 35,000 West Australians. That is incredible, incredible. And Teach, Learn, Grow is a volunteer-led organisation with a mission to bridge the education gap for students experiencing disadvantage in rural and remote Australia. Teach, Learn, Grow has almost 500 volunteers and is largely run by 60 passionate executive volunteers. Over 90% of Teach, Learn, Grow's volunteers are university students who take on an internship-style role supporting the organisation across any of their 13 teams. This includes areas like marketing, recruitment, finance, university engagement and education. I'd like to invite Dr Vari Cowden from Lottery West to announce the winner of the Community Volunteer Organisation of the Year.
Kaya, congratulations and thank you to all the finalists and volunteers that are here tonight. Lottery West is deeply committed to supporting volunteering. We do this in a number of ways. We support the organisations, the community organisations and local governments to be better places for volunteers to work and to build their capacity to support volunteers. And we also support organisations like Volunteering WA to be able to do things like build the capacity of the sector and all the wonderful leadership that they provide through the grant that Tina spoke about earlier. During COVID-19, we really heard from a lot of our community organisations that we work with that volunteering rates dropped. The initial restrictions meant that a lot of their volunteers couldn't come in and do the amazing work that they did. So Lottery West really prioritised through our grant program support to community organisations to be able to bring those volunteers back, to make sure that they felt safe, that they had the support that they needed, and to reinvigorate that volunteering base to do all of the wonderful things that we know are achieved through those community organisations here in WA. So volunteers are the engine room of community organisations, but community organisations themselves need to be strong in order to support volunteers. And that's what we really looked for here in this category, is organisations that do wonderful work in supporting those volunteers and really put their volunteers front and centre. So with that, it's my pleasure to announce that the winner of the Community Volunteer Organisation of the Year is Teach, Learn, Grow.
Celebrating its 10th anniversary in 2021, Teach, Learn, Grow is a volunteer-led grassroots organisation with the mission to bridge the education gap for students experiencing disadvantage in rural and remote Australian communities. With 2 full-time staff and 3 part-time staff, Teach, Learn, Grow has morphed into an organisation run largely by 60-plus passionate, high-achieving and skilled volunteers. Their volunteers take on an internship-style role for a period of 6 months to 4 years and support the organisation across any of their 13 teams, including marketing, recruitment, finance, university engagement and education. Over 2,500 volunteers have helped Teach, Learn, Grow become the organisation it is today, and given them the ability to impact thousands of students across more than 40 WA communities. Congratulations to the very deserving Community Volunteer Organisation of the Year recipient, Teach, Learn, Grow.
Congratulations, Teach, Learn, Grow. Bridget, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. Kaya, everyone. We are very, very grateful to receive this award tonight. It's an absolute honour to be recognised amongst so many incredible individuals and organisations this evening. Firstly, I'd like to thank the Teach, Learn, Grow Board of Directors and our staff here on stage tonight for the direction and guidance and support they've provided through an incredibly difficult 12 months, as you all would know. We'd also like to thank all of our donors and supporters, as well as our school communities who welcome us every year, who make the work that we do possible. And we're incredibly grateful for the strength and resilience those communities have shown in the last 12 months, and the passion that they have for the education of their young people. But above all, and what's most important tonight, is to thank our volunteers. As was mentioned earlier, the majority of our volunteers are full-time university students who balance their Teach, Learn, Grow work with part-time casual work and also their studies, and the majority of them also volunteer with other organisations as well. They show incredible dedication and passion on a day-to-day basis, and their commitment to our vision of an education where all children, regardless of their background, location and circumstance, have equal opportunity in education, is truly admirable. It's especially timely that we received this award this year. Teach, Learn, Grow is celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year. We've had nearly 3,000 volunteers, university students, pass through our organisation over the past 10 years and have made a difference not only to the lives of thousands of children in the communities that we provide free tutoring and mentoring to, but we also have ignited a movement of passionate young adults who care about creating a more equitable Australia for our children. So Teach, Learn, Grow was started by 2 young volunteers, and I think that the organisation and where we are today is a real testament to the power of volunteers and young volunteers in general. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Bridget Stahl, the CEO of Teach, Learn, Grow. Really well done. I sense that our community is in pretty good hands when you consider the average age of the people that are walking off stage now. Congratulations to them. We might have to give them a lift home, to be honest. And for me, that's on the back of a scooter. So I'll have to do like regular trips, but it's not impossible. Nadia, this is the one.
This is our award.
A little bit nervous?
Oh, yes.
A little bit nervous?
Yes.
Basically, not looking at the script, just who's going to go home with the Russ and Nadia? That's the question. I know it's been on your lips. I've been to the toilets. I hear the conversations. Only the men's, I should be clear. The final award for the evening.
I had to, every morning, that's what I had to get at like 4:30 in the morning.
It's part of what led to the trouble. There are rules now. When we did it the first time, we shared a podium, but her lawyer... Anyway, doesn't matter. So, the final award is this is the People's Choice Award, and we really like this one because it means that it is one that is voted for by punters. People in the volunteering community and from outside of the volunteering community. The Spirit of Volunteering Award, we are very pleased and honoured to say, is presented by ABC Radio. This award, maybe.
Yeah, go on, give us a clap.
5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Again to Teach, Learn, Grow, it's at 7:20 a.m. Ask your grandparents what that's about.
Yeah.
This award recognises a volunteer who is an unsung hero in our community and who, through their volunteering, has enhanced the lives of others. Now, this year, we had more than 45 nominees and a judging panel, Nards.
There was more than me.
Yeah.
But it was very difficult, very, very difficult, because they're all worthy winners. And just quickly, Russ, the thing I want to say about this award was these are people that do very important things in their local community without being asked, without the need for accolades or recognition. They don't want that. And to appreciate this award, you have to understand the impact that they have made in their local community, and it is immense. So for all of those people that were nominated, all worthy winners, and to the 10 finalists, congratulations.
Yeah.
The list, please, Russell.
Let me do that. Sorry about throwing to Nadia. Now, there's only one camera operator. I'm really annoying him. What we'll do is I'll read the first name of the first finalist, then... No. There are 10 finalists, everyone, all in a row. Albany Primary School's Barry Evans, Beth Wright, Pets of Older Persons, or the delightfully named Poops. Jamie Brindle, Bicycles for Humanity. Joan Sutherland, the Haven Centre. Leah Atkinson, Operation Sunshine WA. Lynn Blackman, Rolly Stone Netball Club. Margie Oldfield, Team Connect WA. Morris Becker, Wagen Woolarama, Wagen Football Club, Wagen Bushfire Brigade, waging his own battle. Renee Knapp, Boy Up Brook Community Mental Health Action Team. And finally, Wayne Hatton, Tom Price, Bushfire and Rescue Services. These 10 incredible finalists were shared with the WA community through the ABC and on the ABC's website. More than 1,000 votes were cast in order to determine tonight's winner. And it is our honour to announce this evening ABC's Radio Spirit of Volunteering Award winner, who was chosen by the people. Our incredible winner is Morris Becker. Uncle Murray of
Morris has
Wagen.
always volunteered in Wagen and around the district. He first became involved in the Wagen Woolarama in 1955 and is still volunteering 66 years later. Morris volunteered for the Wagen Rotary Club for 38 years and was the official timekeeper for the Wagen Football Club for 30 years and held many other roles. In his younger years, he was the president of the Farmers and has always been a member of the Southwest Ward of the Wagen Bushfire Brigade. He also volunteers with the Wagen Historical Village and has done for many years. Morris is affectionately known to many around Wagen as Uncle Morrie. At 91 years of age, he is still heavily involved with the Wagen Woolarama and was given a life membership in 1992. He doesn't stop and is a wonderful, reliable source for the history of Wagen and local farming areas.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the ABC for sponsoring this competition. If you call that this competition, if you call it that, we are all here because we care about our communities. Like one of our Wagen ladies said, if we don't volunteer in the country, the country doesn't survive. My main claim to fame is longevity and being blessed with good health and still able to do a small amount in my town. Thanks to the folk who have offered me support since I was nominated. Thanks to Margie Ward for the nomination. I thought you were nominating for something local at home. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, Morris.
How good yeah, you know what? He deserves a standing ovation. That is what volunteering is all about. '91 and still volunteering. Wagen is very lucky to have Uncle Morrie, that is for sure. Well, with over 270 nominations, the judges were given a really tough job this year in deciding who should be shortlisted, as well as named as this year's recipient. All finalists should feel very proud of their amazing achievements. A huge congratulations to all of tonight's finalists and winners. You are the reason the West Australia's volunteer community is what it is. No thanks will ever repay the lives that you impact. You are truly an inspirational group of people. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for what you do. What you give is a gift. You gift your time and you gift your skills. And for that, whatever it is, big or small, I mean, you know, you get the rosters right at the school canteen, and Friday's fun day, I can tell you. That got me through the early years of school, but I'm on the board of Lifeline WA. I know that, Russ, you do a lot of volunteering. And you're right, the Minister, it does make you feel good. It really, really does. The sense of achievement in knowing that you've helped somebody in however small a way is incredibly rewarding. So thank you.
Yeah, well done. Thank you, can I just say again quickly, to our award partners, the Department of Communities, we thank you, the Office of Multicultural Interests, Silver Chain, Stan Perrin Charitable Foundation, the Minderoo Foundation, Neon Logic, Lottery West, and of course our own ABC Radio. We appreciate all of your support. Now, before we send you off for some fantastic entertainment from Proof and an evening of dancing and celebrating.
With Russell.
Correct. I've got two choices, right? Either I go home to bed and get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, or I just kick on the whole night like I used to. So I've got a room here, I've got a suite, it's room 776,
do you want
whatever.
Russell, did you want to do a show of hands, like go home or kick on?
No.
Okay.
No.
Kick on?
No, yeah, it doesn't matter. My mind is made. My mind is made. No, I will be going home. Or talk at large. Anyway, Proof is coming up, and we want you to spend the rest of the evening dancing, celebrating with each other as we celebrate you now as well. Just, if I can say, we're going to get a group photo. So before we start the dancing, we're going to get one group photo, which is of all of our 8 winners. So if I could invite all of our 8 winners. Morris, I'm really sorry I didn't tell you that. Actually, that seems particularly cruel. But we're going to do it on the dance floor. So if we could have all of our 8 award winners come back for a team photo, and then we're going to get a second photo of all of tonight's 31 finalists. And we can truly celebrate the depth of talent that we have in this state. So could I firstly get the eight winners to come forward for that photo? And as they're doing that, can I say...
Oh, and I should also Tina Williams wants to come back up for another quick thank you. So I'm just... Oh, hello. Oh, you snuck up, didn't you? Hello there.
There we go. Oh, and please, I'd like you both just to stay on stage if you don't mind, because we do want to say a thank you to both of you. And I think we can all agree we've had an absolutely splendid evening. We've been wined, dined, and what can I say, truly inspired by the incredible company in this room. Volunteering WA would like to thank Nadia and Russ for giving their time to volunteer this evening as our MCs. Oh, thank you, Holly. We have some flowers. Yes, please come up, Holly. And but also, it's not just volunteering as our MCs, but also their zest and commitment in championing volunteering through their ABC radio programmes, months, weeks before this event, and interviewing our wonderful Spirit of Volunteering finalists. You've done an absolutely splendid job, and I just want to say thank you so much on behalf of Volunteering WA and everyone in this room.
Thank you, Tina. We get more out of this. Well, we don't get paid. And we're happy to do it. And it's like, how could you imagine coming up here and doing this job as a paid gig, and all these people volunteer for 65 or 70 years, and you're like, shit. It's not because I didn't. Never tried. But no, we're honoured, Tina, to be here and to be inspired by you and the people that we've met through this last 12 months, and in providing. Finalists for this award, the ABC award, meeting those people was a really special part of it for us. I didn't realise you were still talking, actually.
No, that's all right. You're fine. We'd also like to express a huge thanks to all our sponsors, because without you, this event really couldn't happen or take place. So may I thank our board and team at Volunteering WA. You are all remarkable human beings, and you're all over there in the corner, and I know a few are spread round on different tables as well. But thank you for such passion you give to the community, and you're all fantastic to work with. Finally, I'd like to make a special presentation and mention of our awards team. So everyone that's been involved in this function tonight, your hard work has resulted in a perfectly unforgettable evening. So I'd like to thank Holly, and I'm going to ask her to come up here. Also Tracy, who's sat over there, and our team. She's done an amazing job, and as I said, Tracy as well, and other members of our team. So thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, Tina. Tina Williams, the CEO. We appreciate that. Now we need the photos.
Yep. What we're good at doing is ordering people around.
Yeah.
8 winners on the dance floor now.
Now. One of us is a little bit better than the other. Come on.
Another reason why we split up.
Come on. Here we go, Maury. Welcome. Come on to the
Maury.
dance floor.
Put Maury in the middle.
So beautiful. Here we are. We still need 4 more winners, 3 more winners, 2 more winners.
Oh, look, see, the band's getting on the stage, getting ready. Proof. Oh, how come Russ got all the high fives? I didn't get anything.
It's because I'm a team guy. I hang out with the band beforehand.
Clearly.
I know where the
they've
party's
got some
at.
stories about you, Russell.
All right, have we got our 8 winners and the minister? How good is this photo, everyone? Put your hands together for our 8 finalists. So beautiful. Congratulations to you all. And then all 31 finalists, if we could have, these were the 8 winners, I beg your pardon. All 31 finalists, please make your way back. Now there is some talent in the room. Have a look at this. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you.
Okay, so
come on, finalists.
Come on, finalists, up you get.
Come step forward, don't be embarrassed. In you get. Let us celebrate you. Beautiful. Some people can go up on the stairs there. Is that everyone? Have we got all of our finalists?
One more, couple more coming.
One more coming. Is there? Okay, squish up a little bit. One of our speeches tonight mentioned the word love. You remember that? Like, there's a lot of love in this room. You do this because you love it. You do it because you love people, because you love your community, your town, your city. We love you tonight. Put your hands together, everyone, for our 31 finalists.